how does a neuron learn? In other words, how does a synapse change after experience so that a neuron is more likely to fire an action potential to the same experience in the future? Often we want learning to occur only if there has been an action potential in the target neuron. In other words, the activation of the synapse has actually caused an action potential. In that case, if there's been an action potential, then we need a signal coming back to the dendrites indicating that there's been an action potential. So not only was neurotransmitter released causing positive charge to enter at a particular dendrite, but that positive charge was associated with an action potential. So the learning will happen only if the event caused an action potential, and then we want to change here. In order for that to happen, we need one additional step. One way for that step to happen is for the action potential to do something like open voltage-gated calcium channels. Remember, the action potential is getting us to plus 30. And so if that plus 30 signal at the peak of an action potential will open some calcium channels and allow enough calcium in to bind to a calcium binding protein, which in turn, again, might be interacting with a kinase or phosphatase that changes some protein by phosphorylation. And if that protein is moved out to all of the dendrites, then that protein is a signal that an action potential has happened. So if we go back to the sketch, then if an action potential happens, we wind up with our phosphorylated protein coming from the cell body. And we can have all of these learning stages happen only if we add one additional step. I'll make this protein blue. So let's imagine that one or more of the proteins here must have as a binding partner our protein from the nucleus. Then messenger RNA2 here will be made only if we have both the signal coming in at this dendrite and the signal from the nucleus. So messenger RNA2 is expressed only under those conditions. That means this synapse will be affected by that particular protein, whichever ones are controlled by both our action potential signal from the cell body and the signal in this dendrite. The result is that we will strengthen this synapse, but no others. All the other synapses, all the other dendrites will get this protein, but only the one that just received neurotransmitter will also have our kinase activated here as well.